What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here, welcoming you to part 45, and the very last part of my Total Warhammer 3 Nkari / Seducers of Slaanesh campaign. So as we saw last time, we have begun preparing for the Villitresque apocalypse, with pretty much everything already destroyed that is not in Cathay, essentially. The dwarfs are in very bad shape, and we have a bunch of disciple armies kind of screwing them over already, and not in a good way. The Darklands are basically just a giant ruin, and while the Empire does hold, I think none of them are really any kind of threat and to be considered. We have the small remnants of Kislev here as well, and they should fall within the next few turns, though the goal for this episode is going to be the incursion and hopefully destruction of the northern provinces and thus Cathay. So between the episodes, as promised, I went ahead and started deleting all the cults so that next turn we can change them into the cult buildings that produce disciple armies and then just pop up disciple armies all over the place. Now our target is going to be the northern provinces and not the western provinces, as the western provinces we are going to dominate and turn the two against each other. I hope that this works, in the sense that I hope that that this doesn't cause all of our vassals to secede or to declare war on us. I'm very curious exactly as to how this will work, because I remember that there is like a penalty if you do this with factions that they're currently at war, and they very much are. But, you know, well, we're about to find out if it works, so let's get to it. Dominate the Jiao Ming, the Iron Dragon, and the Western Provinces. There we go, and now that should automatically make them at war with the northern provinces. Perfect. Oh wow, he really doesn't want to trade, and he still doesn't like us very much. I would be curious if he can now secede from this. Huh, because he hates us so much. Would he just try to declare war on us next turn? I'd be curious to see. But anyway, we'll be finding that out next turn, in addition to popping up a bunch of disciple armies. And there we go, a massive vassal, and I didn't check what our income was before we did that, but I don't think it was 12.5k, so these guys are paying a lot in tribute. I wish there was like a sort of breakdown in terms of vassal tribute, but damn, we're currently getting half as much from vassal tribute as we are from our building income. That's pretty insane, I gotta say. Yeah, pretty happy with that pickup. Too bad that there's a cooldown, or else I would have taken the Celestial Loyalists as well. But anyway, there's still a few things left to do this turn before we end it. Nkari, you can't move, but my idea with Nkari is to go through Kislev, but then afterwards to head him into this rift, and then head down through the rift straight to Cathay. I want to defeat Meow Ying herself with Nkari's army, maybe attack one of the Great Bastion areas, but most importantly, have a final battle against these three armies. I hope that they stay together. Either way, I want a really big battle against the final forces of Cathay to round out the finale. Yeah, also warning, this is probably going to be a longer episode than normal. I probably don't want to split this into several parts, so we're just going to go with one. Also, we have 7 turns remaining for the Great Game Ascendant Slaanesh, so what I'm hoping is we can use the greater power of Cult Uprising on a Villitresque army spawn that's in here somewhere and just annoy the hell out of these guys. I'm excited. Alrighty, other than that, let's see if anybody else can move in terms of our armies. I think I moved everybody, but I could be wrong. Also, Ignavia, you're still guarding up here. Oh, you were gonna move in and take Nefkazi together, right? Wait, no, not Nefkazi, but Plesk. Start moving towards Plesk then. Oh, you're gonna start getting hurt because of the lack of Slaaneshi corrupt. Really? 66 is not enough. Okay. Sure, game. Sure. Although it doesn't matter that these guys are going to get hurt because, well, Kislev is done for. Bellacore, honestly, we don't really need you, but it's just funny to keep you alive and doing nothing. Alrighty, Viditas, do you need to do anything? I don't think so. We'll keep Ignavia at Prague just in case these guys decide to actually attack, though I doubt that they will. Garrulus, No. We probably don't need to move any of the other Villitresques, though I do want to check one thing. If any of them have a cult coming up, should have probably done that between the episodes, but I think Then none of them have a free cult. Well, you actually have a free cult, but you're not where you really need to be, so...
The cult grows.
We don't need to apocalypsize the Empire. In fact, if... What I'm thinking is that the cults are destroyed when you spawn, right? So maybe we'll want to do several spawns of those. So keep up with the excess cult dens to keep gaining devotees, just in case we need them after. Alright, anybody else? You know we're good. You... One turn, eh? Okay, so you... could go up to the Fire Mountain. Now we have a cult there. We have one at Karak Vlag. Anything else for the northern provinces? Or do we have everything culted up? I think we have everything culted up here. Okay. Well, then just keep moving where you were going. Alright, next Villatrescas. I think that's pretty much it, though I could be mistaken. I think you're the last. Not the last Villatresca, but that's because that's garrulous, but you know what I mean. You wanna just kill this guy because he exists? There you go. Paralyzer, nice, additional 9% chance of wounding. Oh wow, that's a fairly considerable upgrade. I should have tried that a little bit more often. Maybe a few more of them would have succeeded. Anyway, I believe that's it with the Villatrescas. I guess we could build stuff, although at this point, it does not really matter. Maybe a few more money-making buildings. If we even need any, and I don't... Cracker Drag. Yes, go for that. And now I believe that's it. You guys need to make money. You're gonna get some rebellions, but actually the campaign will probably end in the number of turns that it would take you to get those, so probably irrelevant. Hero not moved, building upgrade available, siege. Where? There was a siege against Ongrim. Oh, right. That's an interesting question, actually. Wait. Let's just take a... Let's just consider this for a second. Now, in terms of a siege, you guys would probably fail. Mostly because, well, you can't take a lot of these guys. Although there are a lot of you. The only problem is how would you kill Ongrim? Still, this might be a fun battle. You know what? Maybe we will fight this. Let me just see. One thing. Zemo, you're recruiting, but we can get more armies over here. We could also do another Unholy Manifestation on Zemo, but I feel like I would prefer to get it in Cathay. If we wait 2 turns, Zemo would get reinforcements, but these guys would suffer quite a bit of attrition, so we could risk it and just attack the Silver Pinnacle with what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units of Demon Nets, eh? We still have the towers to contend with, though, and this is a tier 5? It's a tier 4. I don't know, might be fun to just fight this. Because we don't care about casualties, and those are always fun times. Just want to double check that we can't get 2 units, and no we can't, so we should just get the best one. Longbeards or Thunderers? Well, we don't have any range, but I think that the Longbeards are probably going to be more valuable. And actually, yeah, the Longbeards with great weapons. I prefer the shielded ones, generally speaking, but they will provide much needed armor piercing, so let's seduce those. Valiant defeat, eh? We'll see about that. Oh, we'll need to wait at least one more turn when we... Oh, damn. For these things to come up. Okay, fine. We'll do that, and we'll hope that they attack us in the field. Alrighty, and with that, I believe we're ready to go to next turn, and then start building up the cults everywhere. Yeah, alright, everybody's good. Let's go next turn. Oh, and let's see if everybody secedes or declares war on us or whatever. I'm still very curious about that.
Name it, and it shall be done.
Alright, we're gonna get a few moves from those Villatrescas, but that's inescapable.
That secret you hide.
Alright, Serena Katerin, what do you want? Peace treaty. That's pretty funny, but it's not gonna happen. You guys are going to, what, attack us in the field, eh? How many of you could we... Not enough. It's okay, we have a full stack coming in here. You guys could just back off. It's okay. Goldtooth. You want to declare war? Really? Okay, that is irrelevant as well, but go for it, buddy, go for it. Call your allies to help. You know what? Would that work? Would these guys get angry? Oh. Huh. Okay, our rep with them has at least decreased nicely. And oh, look at this. Oh, wait, no, that's not our rep with them. That's their rep against Goldtooth. Disciples of the Maw like Goldtooth. I think we'll be okay. Call allies to help. Yeah, everybody joined in. Nobody said no and declared war on us. So I think we're good. I do wonder whether Nkari's forced vassalage is better than regular vassalage. Karak Kadrin settlement is attacking. Close defeat. Oh, you want to sally out and fight this, eh? You know what? We can actually fight this in the field. We'll take one unit of Longbeards, seduce, and then I think we should win this because the Demon Nets should be able to destroy the Quarrelers while everybody else keeps them busy. Yeah, we're gonna fight this in the field real quick. It'll also mean not having to move up here and getting more reinforcing armies down here. And while obviously I want the Villotresk Apocalypse to focus on Cathay, I do still think that we want to keep destroying the dwarves because we've been working at it, and you know, should be at least mostly complete. Not that they're any kind of threat anymore. Alrighty, so Longbeards are gonna be up front, and then you guys are gonna be slightly in the back like so. You're gonna stay back because I don't want you to die. You guys can all move together, and then you guys can be the flankers. Your goal is to go and kill those Quarrelers. Alrighty, perfect. Start battle. You guys head on out together. You guys get ready to move around and kill the Quarrelers. I guess you're probably going to do the same thing. Oh, you don't even have a bound to Lash of Slaanesh? That's a little bit disappointing. I really feel like they probably should. You guys try not to run ahead of the rest of the army, though. And same with you. Be careful about going after that Thane. Fortunately, the vast majority of their army is miners. Well, not the vast majority, but most of their melee units are miners, so we're not really threatened by it. Alright, you guys get ready to charge. Almost tempted to charge them forward individually, but the thing is, they're currently focusing the Longbeards, so I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah, keep focusing your own troops. This is exactly what we want. Oh, I do like those pink shields, though. Yeah, lots of the dwarf units look quite nice in Nkari colors, or Seducers colors. Alright, you're almost good, and charge him, please. You want to distract this Dwarven Warrior unit? Thank you. Alright, Longbeards are in, and Marauders are in as well. Yeah, go fight those Miners. You, help with those Miners as well, while the Quarrelers get wrecked. Oh wow, these Dwarven Warriors or these Longbeards rather, are reasonably fast, aren't they? Okay, you guys, Demoness, need to run past them. Hopefully distract. Okay, we don't want you to get shot up, so just charge directly. I know that this unit of Marauders will die, but Demonettes versus Quarrelers. I'm actually quite curious as to this matchup. It should definitely be in our favor, but who knows? The Dwarven units are fairly good for what they do. I mean, the cheap Dwarven units. And Quarrelers, okay, yeah, these guys are getting kind of obliterated, but they were flanked a little bit. Alright, saw a couple Demonettes exploding there, not in a good way. Yeah, these guys are getting obliterated, good. Miners are also in a pretty bad way. Our Longbeards are holding against the enemy Miners plus that Thane. That Longbeard pickup, quite valuable. How are we doing over here? Enemy Longbeards are, yeah, kind of destroying our Marauders, but, you know, we fully expected that. And there we go, those Miners are done for. You guys keep attacking, especially the Lord. You keep killing those Miners. Nobody take this out of context. Oh, man. Alrighty, what are you at? You're good. Ooh, and we can stop somebody when they try to run as well. Isn't that nice? And how's that Quarreler unit? We don't want any of these units to survive because we want to raise their territory. Alright, I think you want to move in behind those Longbeards. Make sure they don't enjoy themselves too much by killing them. Alrighty, there we go. Longbeards keep fighting, and then everybody else, minus the Longbeards, go after the enemy Longbeards. Yeah. Beautiful. Alright, get ready to hit them in the back. They're gonna be too slow to get away from the Demon Nets. I'm actually shocked at how well these Marauders are holding. I mean, the enemy's just not dying, are they? Good job. Alrighty, there we go. That should be a little bit harder for the Daemonuts to kill than the Thunderers. And I assume that they like it harder. And there we go. Alrighty. And beautiful. You want to just... No, not Fascination. You want to use Narcissism on them to slow them down. And then you guys keep the Thane up. Wink. Last episode's got to have a lot of Slaanesh giggle. You guys maybe want to chase down the Thane, because he's going to be too short. Oh, I kept a unit of Marauders there rather than a unit of long periods. Whoops, my bad. Alright, well, they don't need to do any of this because the Demoness can take care of it. They do a lot more damage after all. Alright, Fascination just to do a little bit of extra damage to him. Yeah, we won that pretty handily. Yeah, see, once again, the slow Dwarven armies, it's quite unfortunate for them. Now, I'm actually curious to see whether Ungrim's stack is going to attack. And that's a big enough stack to possibly even make a cinematic battle out of it. I actually hope he does now. Alright, there we go. Yeah, not too bad. Very minimal losses. I'm actually surprised that they sally out, because the AI is generally speaking an absolute coward, so it seems strange that they even tried to sally out when they should have known that they would have lost, though I suppose the AI can't recognize the fact that we can seduce units, so... raise the place, please. Very nice. And Darklands Orcs, you're gonna declare war on us? No, you want a peace treaty. Okay, we were already at war. And no, Ungrim is gonna wuss out. Sorry, Ungrim. Ally begins outpost construction. Swell for him. Epilogue. Did we read the epilogue before? I'm not sure that we did. Alright, Nkari samples the despair of a nation that has lost its god. He tastes the sensation of mortals who have nowhere to place their faith. It is divine, a fervid elixir to sustain the arch-tempter while he contemplates vengeance on an Arion's bloodline. Meanwhile, the advisor wanders the land with his white-feathered familiar. At last, the curse is broken. The Tome of Fates, its lore and secrets are his alone to exploit. As soon as he begins to read, his vision blurs, his eyes cloud and become milky white. His eyesight has been stolen. Our master has not finished with you, says the White Crow. Your sight is not needed where we are going. I will be your ever-watcher. Dun dun dun. Alrighty, and let's see. Northern provinces do have quite a few armies out here, but hopefully our allies can start attacking them. Now, we have 12,000 devotees. Let's begin by spawning Villatrescas. And I mean offensive Villatrescas. Now, that's you guys. Turtle Gate, you can spawn one as well. Actually, maybe we don't spawn one here, because you're just going to get killed by this army, right? Alright, we can definitely spawn one everywhere here, though. Very nice. All of you, then down here as well. Alright, time to spawn some armies, and then back here as well. Alright, in fact, is there an easier way to... Aha, there's one here. More over here. Just gotta make sure to save enough for the next turn or two, because one little tiny Villatresca army is not going to be enough to take most of the enemy territories. Alright, that's there. You are going to get a new cult, but mostly just to get a cult at Titan's Notch so we can start attacking those. You can spawn, but you've got way too many armies here. So I don't think we'll bother with that. And then, let's see, Amble Peak, we could spawn some here, but oh, Firemouth is an enemy. Okay, perfect. So Black Fang is where? Oh, it's back. No, wait. Where's Black Fang? Alright, yeah, Black Fang, you can spawn. And so can Firemouth. And then Amble Peak, sure, go for it as well. Very nice. That should be a decent amount to attack these locations, and our allies look like they're going to be helping out with that as well. Then, Lurking the Spoiler. Start moving down here. Scipio Fleshful Philamaker. You move down here. And then together with Zemo, all of you guys can attack the Silver Pinnacle next turn, though the attrition is starting to hurt. I think that's okay. What we can also do is Karakungur And Kazirkulas can spawn Excess cults, and then so can you, Silver Pinnacle, since we're going to be here for a turn anyway. And Nashrak's Lair, you can spawn one, but it'll just die instantly because there's an enemy there. And we don't have a cult at Karakadrin. I should have probably done that earlier. Yeah, whatever. All good. Now, Nkari. Time for you to grab Kislev, and oh, did Serena Katrin run away? She moved to Igorov, damn. Alright, well, whatever. Go out and kill this guy. I think it's just gonna be auto-resolvable. It's okay, we're trying to get to Cathay anyway. There's no reasonably difficult fight to be found here. And then just attack this. Decisive victory. Hopefully we don't lose. So you know what? Just so that we don't lose too many units, let's go 1, 2, and not enough, huh? Okay, fine. 1, 2, 3. Damn. Maybe we want the Zargard more than you. What if we do 1, 2, 3? Yeah, that's probably good. And I'll resolve that. Yes. Yeah, still a little bit of damage, but we should heal that up just fine. Occupy the place. There we go, and our healing is nearly to full. Okie dokie. Volksgrad, defenses, Kislev, delete that and replace with defenses. Igorov and Fort Jakova. Do we need to spawn little armies here? They just get killed by Serena Katrin's army. Sindancer. I was gonna send you, oh wait, no, we're not gonna send you to Plusk because you two can take Plusk. Yeah, don't worry about it. I do want Kislev dead for the end. Alrighty, and we can delete these mirrors. Well, we do want the growth. You know what? Delete this one, but keep the other one, I think. And then you guys, Valiant, really? Really, seriously, even with this? Huh. It's kind of surprising, I gotta say. What if we take one of these units? Yeah, Valiant defeat. Okay, we might have to either siege this for... You know what? Siege this for a while. I know that you're gonna suffer attrition, but siege it for a turn or two. No, wait, but then that's not gonna change anything, is it? Maybe we'll fight that. Let me think about it. I just don't think it's gonna be a difficult battle, which is kind of the issue. We could also send Sindancer up there. Oh, Sindancer could hit Igorov and defeat Serena Katrin for good. Yeah, maybe that'll be a cinematic battle. Post defeat, eh? Got some okay stuff in here. Alright. Could have spawned a Disciple army to help Sindancer out as well. No, we can't. Requires 25% corruption, or 25 corruption. Yeah, alright, fine. This will free up Nkari from having to chase her and to go and hit Grand Cathay, where there are much bigger and better armies to fight. So, yeah, I think I like that idea better. Is that we will make this a fight because it'll be essentially the last cinematic battle against Cathay for the entire... Or against, not Cathay, against Kislev. Now, you want to upgrade not Hellflayers, but Fiends of Slaanesh with Secret Keeper. There you go.
Deepest desire,
you have Gate of Slaanesh. No, one more turn, okay, or one more level, it's okay. And then you have Slicing Shards maxed out, but I do want you to get Magical Reserves and Arcane Conduit right after. Alright, we'll fight that shortly. I just want to make sure everybody else moves. Let's use Sindancer. Zemo, you got healing, or you got recruiting for one more turn. Ignavii, you were heading over here to start attacking these guys. Might even get a full stack out here if you can find one. So start moving up. Maybe even destroy Blackfang as well. Oh, you're still a little bit hurt, eh? Nah, whatever, it's fine. Huh, I suppose these armies can now siege Uzkalak. Well, if they do, they do. I'm not sure I care enough about maintaining the province, to be perfectly honest. Vinitas could also hurt them if it comes down to it, although they are healing. Try it anyway. Assault the units. Obviously, I'd prefer not to lose Uzkalak, but if we do, we do. Failure after all that moving. Come on, Vinitas. You are somewhat better than this. Vinitas, other Vinitas, the Critique Beautificatiux. Alright, that's you guys. Yeah, you're probably gonna attack. What about you guys? Yeah, wait for Zemo. It's fine. I would like to try out the Zinchen units as well. And I think that's about it. Now we just have to choose who wants to attack where. Also, Helmrip, you were waiting here. Do you want to attack von Raukov? I'm not sure that we could have a victory, but honestly, if you die fighting this, I wouldn't even mind that much. It might actually be fun. You know what? Maybe move out. If they attack you in the field, I'd love it. It's gonna be silly with these pathetic marauders of Slaanesh, but hey, maybe with the Skinwolves, they can accomplish something. I'd be curious to see what'll happen here. We should make sure that we have walls here, though, because who knows, we might still get a fight where the enemy attacks us. And get a Ciborium. There we go. Alrighty, now, if we're going to attack, let's have a cinematic fight against Tsarina Catherine, which will be the last major fight against Kislev. Or do we do this little fight first as a sort of appetizer? You know what, yeah, let's do this fight first as an appetizer. I think we will, yeah, we'll fight this regular style because I don't think it'll be all that difficult, but we'll fight the next one against Tsarina Catherine as the final battle, cinematically. And then it'll be on to Cathay afterwards. A bit of prelude to Cathay. Alright, come on now. What did this say, Valiant defeat? We have a full stack here. I don't know what the auto-resolve is talking about. Not that I've ever known what the auto-resolve is talking about, mind you. And... come on. Gotta get me there. Alright. Alright, let's set you guys up on the opposite side of the map from the incoming army, I think. Let's say here, here, here. And then, I guess... we should set up a few in the center, just so that the enemy spawns in the center, essentially. And then you guys can hide. Alright, like so. Start battle... wait, where's the... or the entrances are here? Okay, maybe you can exchange some shots with a few enemies. What do we have here? Oh, Cosplay Dervishes. Go shoot those a few times. And there we go. And then we're going to speed it up a little bit. I don't care about these units dying. I just want the second army in. Are they really not going to move? You guys should really move. Poor Cosplay Dervishes. They're always having a bad time. Alright, there we go. Now they're moving. Okay, Ice Guard are coming in. They would obviously kill all of you, so you could just back off. And we got 9 seconds until our reinforcements come in. We can charge a bunch of Hellflayers through... this is a ford, right? We can move through this? Yeah, so we can charge them through here and destroy a bunch of stuff. Beautiful. Alrighty, new units on the map. Start moving into the center. You're gonna attack. You're gonna attack the old-fashioned way, whereas Secret Chariots... oh, it's a bunch of Secret Chariots, not Hellflayers. Not close enough. Let's move you in. You know what? Maybe we'll keep a few with these forces, and then send a few Seekers of Slaanesh this way. Also, let's speed it up while they all go. There we go. Probably groupify like so, and let's say group... I don't know. Group 4. Go, go, go. What's this? Oh. Alright, everybody else moving in. I really feel strongly that this should have been auto-resolvable, but what can you do? Alright, go find something. It's an armored Cossars with great weapons. Go. And Seekers, I guess you can go as well. You know what? You can move around. I feel like the units are going to move the other way, as in they're going to move down here, I think. Gotta wait for those Marauders to get there. In fact, let's group up all of the Marauders. Like so, make us say group 3. Put you near the entrances like so, and then we'll tell them to auto-attack. Oh! I forgot there were Marauders here. You guys can start moving into the city. Completely forgot that you existed. Ah, Seekers, go kill that. And you want to charge that barricade? Alright. So many Seeker Chariots, but they're just here mostly to distract the enemy from our regular Seekers of Slaanesh. In fact, wait, a couple of you could charge to that Kossar unit, which would allow our other Seeker unit, who is currently completely stuck here, to charge them as well. There we go, and now that they've charged in, these guys are getting absolutely deleted. This barricade should fall shortly as well. And oh, they're all coming in here. Nice. Alrighty. Alright, keep destroying that. Group 3. Auto attack and charge. And you know what? You guys, Group 1. Let's go, let's go. Everybody in now. Once again, losses don't matter at all, because there won't be any more fights for these armies. We could just delete them after if, you know, if there was any reason to keep them or delete them. Which I don't think there is. It looks like those Kossars are just about done, but let's move the Seeker Chariots past them a little bit and have the Seekers fight the Winged Lancers. In fact, wait, you guys charge those Winged Lancers, you guys charge those Winged Lancers. Group 4, start charging into those Ice Guard and ignore the enemy Lord. Alright, the rest of their forces are gonna get beat up. Look at this little race. They're all going around the corner. I like it. You two, go after that unit. Tis merely a Kossar unit. And yeah, obviously I'm not really controlling any of the units properly, but once again, who cares? And oh, some Zargard over here. What are you guys doing? Gonna hit him in the back, I guess. Alright, our main force is now moving in to help, and the Seeker Chariots might die. Do you guys have any casts bound to you? No, I don't think you do. I really feel the Disciple Army should at least have basic Lash of Slaanesh available to them. I mean, I suppose they have these abilities, but then that makes it even weirder that there's no way that they can cast Lash of Slaanesh. These are heralds leading them, and I get that they're basic heralds, but it's surprising. The Seeker Chariots are losing one-on-one to Kossars with spears, granted with no control or, you know, charging them into the enemy, into the back, but nonetheless, I feel like Hellflayers wouldn't lose. Now you back off and then charge again. You guys need to actually properly attack this enemy. And all of you need to attack that unit of Zargard in the back. Alrighty, and are they chain routing and are you invincible? I think these guys are just dying. It's not a chain route as yet, though it will soon be. Alright, everybody in. Do we want to maybe send one unit to try to capture the main location? Like, say, you go up here and capture this. I'm also kind of tempted to speed this up so we can get to the cinematic battle with the Tsarina, but oh, Kossovite Dervishes versus Seekers, this is such a bad matchup, those poor guys. Right, come on, you're keeping us from the Villotresk Apocalypse, die faster. And, okay, still no chain route. Let's use Fascination on the Zargard to deal out that extra little bit of damage. You, capture this. You guys keep killing. You guys have moved through, maybe go after that Zargard unit. Ah, there's the chain route. There it is. I'm just gonna speed it up because it's done. A waste of time to wait those 30 seconds. There we go. Alright, easy enough. With basically no control. But that's unnecessary auto-resolve mandate for you. Beautiful. Alrighty, and I forget, are we occupying this? Yeah, I think we're occupying this particular location. There you go, Dushika Forest is now ours, and it's gonna go for construction reduction and walls, though it's not really necessary. Volksgrad, oh wow, we have no corrupted area nearby. Wait, so Kislev has 2 cities and that's it? Oh wow, they're dead, aren't they? I mean, yeah, they're dead, but oh wait, 3 cities, where's the third one? Forchakova, Igorov. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, right, this one. And they do have a full Kastalton stack up here. You know what, I guess we can send Sindancer up there to deal with it, although I think the Ogres are moving up there as well. But, you know, with the actual territory of Kislev ours, if we don't get to Kistalton, I think I'll be perfectly happy with that. Anyway, let's do one cinematic battle here, though I don't think it'll be all that difficult. I do want to give Kislev a proper send-off. So since this is the last fight against them, I think it should be a cinematic one. We could get a Streltsy unit, which could be pretty valuable here. I would love to have that Ice Guard unit, but alas, it doesn't look like it can happen. So yeah, let's take a Streltsy, I think. And go for it. Seduce units. And here we go. Cinematic, last fight for Tsarina Katerin, go.
Ready yourselves for the coming massacre! Relish the depravity of slaughter!
Will do. Alrighty, here we go. Last stand of Tsarina Katerin, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to consider this the destruction of the Kislev faction. I mean, it's gonna be broken basically, and we're gonna get a fight with its leader. I think that's pretty good. Now, contrary to other fights, I think in this one we can go a little bit more hard, wink, in the sense that we don't really need to try to preserve our units. In fact, if they die fighting, I don't really care anymore, because we don't need to preserve this army, as it will have no real use after this. So we're just gonna go in and we're gonna attack. Missed a slicing shards coming down on some of these units, but it didn't hit too many, so not a big deal. Alrighty, looks like our Burning Chariot has moved in and is getting support from our our seduced, rather. Nice shot. Our seduced Streltsy over here, who do once again look pretty nice in those Slaaneshi colors. Alright, moving everybody up. The Hellflayers moving in and getting ready to move into the enemy formation. They're kind of running away from the Burning Chariot here, even though it's hurt. As I said, I don't really care about preserving the units anymore, so I'm perfectly willing to let it get very badly beat up by stuff. Alrighty, ooh, wait, before this unit gets hit, how much damage did that do? I'd say about 25%. It was spread... It was together with another unit. Oh, it was a nice charge from those Hellflayers, though. Very, very nice coming off of that Burning Chariot. Yeah, the Chariot's working together. The original idea behind this particular unit. Beautiful. Or this particular army, rather. Alrighty, and then our Fiends of Slaanesh come in. I purposely moved the Chariots down here so that the Fiends could be fighting the Winged Lancers, as obviously the Winged Lancers would win against Chariots, but would get destroyed by the Fiends of Slaanesh. And this, of course, is not the only location that this is happening. We have another little mini-battle going down here where we've essentially sacrificed our poor little Marauders of Slaanesh, and we don't really care about them because we got them to replace something else that died earlier. I don't even remember what. Might have been one of the, I think it was one of the Fiends units, which is why we currently have three Fiends on one side and 2 Fiends on the other side. But there we go, they're still doing a pretty good job. It's always nice to watch them fight in general. Actually, speaking of watching them fight, I do believe our aerial units are also busily fighting other units. They've, together with these Hellflayers that moved in through this side, surrounded a unit of Streltsy and a unit of Armored Cossars. I guess we don't really get to see the Screamers of Tzeentch fight that often, so this might as well be the time. Oh, Frostblade's coming in on those, did they put those on Streltsy? Kind of a waste. They may be decent melee combatants, but nonetheless, that's probably a waste. Ooh, Ice Guard shots coming in, though. That's going to be devastating for our fragile flyer units, so we got to do as much damage as we can, and then we got to get the heck out of here, and then charge something else. Although they're not damaged so far. Ooh, wait, did they just use that on themselves? Yeah. I mean, sure, that hit us and hurt our Chaos Furies, but still, kind of an odd choice there. Oh, one of our Burning Chariots got badly beat up, and I wanted to retreat it just long enough to have the enemy stop firing and then get it back in so that it can continue fighting. I'm pretty impressed with how long these Winged Lancers have been holding out against this onslaught of Fiends of Slaanesh. Now granted, the Chariots are not doing anything at all to them, but still, they're doing pretty good. And there we go, they're just about done. We're going to run the rest of the Fiends forward, bounding and slithering their way towards these armored Cossars, mostly just to prevent them from firing their ranged weapons. Ooh, and it looks like one of our Burning Chariots is going down. There we go. Getting attacked by the regular Cossars, I think. The Burning Chariots are pretty damn fragile if you leave them and ignore them like I have here. And our own Streltsy, our seduced Streltsy, have been providing a lot of fire support, whereas this portion of our split army has been trying to get through the gap here. The Streltsy have moved up and have done a lot of support fire, and have now switched to attacking this tower, which has been annoying us this entire time. Fortunately, under the leadership of this cultist, this portion of the battlefield is once again ours. And now we can move forward. Speaking of moving forward, let's see what the enemy has remaining. Enemy troop counts not quite half, so still quite a bit of fighters left, and a lot of them went down here to chase our Hellflayers that were fighting together with our flying units. Not that that's going to help them that much, but it does make it easier for the rest of our army to keep on pushing forward. Alrighty, some Zargard coming in to stop us. I think this is a second unit of Zargard. Yeah, there's another one down there together with an armored Kossar unit and a Patriarch. And Zargard are pretty damn good at fighting the Fiends of Slaanesh, as we've seen several times before, though on the bright side this time around, we do have our hero here, or our heroes rather, as well. Well, actually we have our Lord here, I think, but our heroes are approaching now, which will obviously help out, because they can kill each individual model of Zargard quite a bit faster. Alright, keep trying to push through. Unfortunately, the Chariots do tend to get stuck on this, or maybe it's not exactly on the Zargard, maybe it has to do with the wall. Huh, and I noticed the sparks around the Hellflayer, or I guess that's Secret Chariot, keep appearing even though it's not technically moving. Oh, they disappeared. Maybe it was moving, but it got stuck, which is what I was talking about. Alrighty, well done to the Fiends of Slaanesh, although they have started to take damage, but once again, we're not going to bother running these guys away. Over on this side, Serena Catherine is still alive, and I would like to kill her before the end of this, ideally, so we are going to try to surround and kill her as soon as we're done with stuff over here. In addition to that, our flying units have managed to actually wipe out a few units here, the Kosovo Dervishes easily falling to the anti-large Screamers of Zine, and a couple of other units in armored Kossars, as well as a Streltsy unit, both going down to Fury spam. I'll be very shocked if the Furies survive this. Ooh, just being brought down by those shots as they move an uphill. But still, there's plenty more of Hellflayers where that came from, and they can just continue charging, though they should be wary of Ice Guard hitting them. Now, let's check back on what's going on here. It looks like the Zargard are still holding, and quite admirably at that. They have not lost nearly as much health as I thought they would, although they are in a kind of weird formation here. And yeah, it's really hard, it looks like, to get the Chariot through this. I guess the Chariot has a large enough hitbox so it can't quite go to the side of the rocks like this, but there we go. The smaller Chariots, the Hellflayers, not the Lord, mowing them down and then pushing them to where the rest of our units can hit them. Well done, that should make this unit a lot easier to kill. In the meantime, we're finally starting to attack the Tsarina over here with one of our units of Fiends of Slaanesh, although she should be strong enough to take one or two of these units on, I would think. She may not be a fighter lord, but she's fighty enough. 59 and 67 attack and defense, even with the debuffs on them. 64, 72. Yeah, pretty damn solid. Weapon strike's at 520, pretty standard. And the armor's not that high, though. But yeah, this was supposed to be the Tsarina's last stand, so it is only appropriate that she stands here pretty much alone against the onslaught of the Fiends of Slaanesh and the remnants of those Marauders. What are we at here? She's still got plenty of HP, though, at 75%. We gotta keep moving into this city and destroying the rest of the units that to defend. I really do like the fact that the chariots can indeed move through the Fiends of Slaanesh. I was worried that in this army that wouldn't work out, that the chariots are better off being with regular infantry, and I maintain that they probably are better off, generally speaking, with fighting with infantry, especially because the Fiends of Slaanesh don't act like a particularly good meat shield, as they are not designed for that sort of thing. However, it still works. It most definitely works. Alright, Serena's at about half HP, but I do believe the chain route is coming in. We're also moving up our remaining Streltsy so that her own compatriots can help gun her down, her own countrymen or whatever. There we go, moving in. Get at least a few volleys in there, I hope. There we go. Very nice. And yeah, without a hero helping out, it's taken absolute ages to destroy this arena. Although I guess she probably does have a fairly decent amount of ward save. Ooh, nice volley right as she comes up, and let's see what the HP is. Very, very close, about 15%. The chain route's obviously here, but I would like to bring down the unit because, well, that's kind of why we came here in the first place. Come on. You have nowhere to run. Your entire land is done. And there we go. The Tsarina falls and the battle is over, and so is Kislev. I do believe while watching the Tsarina, I had let a few units die, including either a hero or our lord or whatever, but once again, I don't really care because this army will never be used again in this campaign, and it was appropriate for the Kislevites to take at least a few units with them to their ice-cold graves. Alrighty, there we go. Once again, it's so nice not to have to worry about preserving your units and not having to need the army anymore after this, because you can just screw around and have your units fight rather than just spend the entire time running away on damaged ones. Anyway, we'll occupy Volksgrad, and Sindancer was... oh, she's immortal, okay. She's wounded, not dead. I guess we'll temporarily replace her with Germain, because we need... no, maybe Yolg because of the extra seduce units budget, although ultimately once again it doesn't really matter because only Forchikova remains and it has no garrison whatsoever. Very nice. Very nice. Wait, I just want to double check that it doesn't need an actual force to attack it. Well, it might actually be able to make use of one of these disciple armies to help it out, or we could also spawn another one of these Nexus cults there. Beautiful. Alrighty, well, Nkari, can you reach this in one turn? I certainly hope so. Oh, damn, you need 2 turns? Alrighty, well, that'll give us more time to spawn Villotreska cults. I believe with that, we're going to end this turn, unless I'm mistaken. Ignoring all the buildings and all that stuff. Zemo, you're going to attack the Silver Pinnacle next turn, and we will hopefully more or less destroy this Dwarfen faction. And Ignavia, you've moved, yes? Yes, indeed you have. Alright, next. Oh, Villotreska's still moving? Okay. Okay, Villotreska's fair enough.
Name it, and it shall be.
It was a very heavily Villotrescan campaign, after all. I really should just click the camera thing and make them, their animations go by quicker. But you can't do this at... wait. Actually. No, not for Krakadrin. Oh, damn it. Not for Krakadrin. But for your faction. Heroes... Animation speed, fastest. There you go. Camera off. Wait. If camera was off, then, well, it doesn't matter. Proceed. Probably could have just switched everything to fastest, but whatever. Alrighty, northern provinces. Are you fighting with the western provinces? How many territories will you have by the time the Viltrescas spawn? Vissenland is attacking us? Sure. Sure, we'll fight Vissenland as well. It does not matter. You want a non-aggression pact? I'm shocked that you're still alive. I don't want any pact with you. Alright, ooh, I really hope that Meow Ying doesn't close that Land of the Plague Lord. That's great for you. I don't know why you're bothering with that AI. Maybe he just wants free stuff. Summon Besiege, Uzkalak. Oh, these guys did attack Uzkalak. Well, honestly, if they want to siege it and attack the walls, I'd actually love to see that. Control, ignore that. Ignavii, you, buddy, are heading to Black Fang. Attack this. Maybe Divine Quarkenlith can siege Black Fang as well. Alright, good. Auto-resolve this. Oh wow, you got way more damage than I thought you would there, but it's okay. Now the question is, do we need to actually capture anything here, or do we need to,
Most privileged of
Okay, hold this.
sweet suffering.
Huh. I also wonder, can you go through rifts? Okay, now we can auto-resolve. Oh, really? Some of you are gonna die? Okay, we might actually have to fight that, maybe. What if we take out, let's say, Jade Warriors with Halberd? Jade Warriors with Halberds. Now if we auto-resolve, no, you guys still die? Really? Okay, you know what? Siege this for a turn, and then we'll have Ignavii attack it outside of March stance with better seduction capabilities. Ooh, I do wonder if these guys are going to come in. I'd love for Ignavii to fight them. You are going to siege the Firemouth. You cannot defeat it, but what you can do is siege here, and then we'll wait. Alright, the cult got the cult got destroyed completely from all of these locations. That's okay. Now what we need is, wait. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I thought I spawned cults here too, but apparently it didn't work. Maybe it doesn't work in allied territories. I'm 100% sure I spawned some here. This place was all culted. I guess it only works in enemy or unfriendly territories? Yeah, because look, I did the same thing at Ming-Aju, and there was no spawn. Interesting. Did not know that. It's okay, though. You guys have spawned, and you are heading towards Pomei, I guess. Yeah, there's nobody here. Alrighty, start moving. Yeah, it looks like, to be perfectly honest, that the, out here, that these guys aren't all that great. Like the little army spawns are just a little bit too weak. Now, granted, they didn't cost a lot, but they're still a little bit too weak to really accomplish anything. Probably gotta move away from these armies. Ooh, wait. Oh, don't tell me Meow Ying's going for the, wait. We definitely want to defeat her. Yeah, let's try this. Nkari. Here's what I want you to do. Oh, wait, you can move into... Oh, thank you. Oh, good job, Nkari. Good job. We should be able to fight her immediately. That's what I've been wanting. Traverse rifts. And all the way to Cathay. Perfect. Amazing. Amazing. Now, I think... Let's see... Nan Gao, yeah, Nan Gao's the capital, right? So that should be the final battle of the campaign, our siege of Nan Gao. But I do want to defeat Meow Ying. I hope that she doesn't run. Oh, we're also surrounded by armies, which might mean 3 armies attack Nkari next turn. That would be a pretty epic final battle.
Delights without
Yeah, once again, a little bit unfortunate about the weakness of the various Viltresca types, but what can you do? There's also full stacks here. You know what I want? I want at least one of you, let's say you, to go for Cult Uprising to increase the amount of these. Pomei has walls, though. Yeah, but there's probably not a better option. Yeah, fine, let's go for one of you. Perform. There we go, and then you'll spawn even more of these.
Of the pleasure god.
Okie dokie. Yeah, honestly, I gotta say, the building those cults is probably not worth it. Like, not the seduction cults or the devotee cults, but rather the army spawning cults. Just seems unworth it. But whatever. Alrighty, Nkari, before you fight, let's get the last points in there, at least the ones that we can still assign. The enfeebling foe? Probably not worth the extra point. But you have everything. Well, I guess Indomitable could help with you in case you get badly beat up. Eh. Then again, so could Charge. Do we go for Charge or do we go for a less likely to dissipate? 30 Charge is pretty good and it does feel Slaanesh-y. Yeah, you know what, let's find out. Oh, wow, what the heck? You don't have a talisman? Maybe there is no talisman. Yeah. Just comparing this to the amount of items in Boris's campaign, it's very strange to see how few items. I guess you could have a pigeon plucker pendant, because there's nothing else. What do you have? You have no points to spend. It's all good. Just get specialist, I guess. Alrighty, time to fight Meow Ying. I'm hoping that Nkari can duel her personally. A valiant defeat, but we'll see about that. Let's take a few of the sky junks. I don't want the chariots. I mean, They have terracotta sentinels as well, which we could take one of. Or we could take both of their sky junks. You know what, I think I like that more. Especially considering their range, so we can annoy them and force them to come to us. Yeah, this seems appropriate. Plus, I want to see what they look like in Nkari colors. And there we go. Time for a epic battle, an epic cinematic battle, and I think this is going to be the second to last battle of the campaign, as I still want to take out their capital for the finale. Let's do this one first, however.
Taste their fear.
Taste their fear, is that all you've got to say, Nkari? What about complimenting the glorious Slaanesh-y sky and the whole color scheme of this place? Looks very, very nice. I mean, generally speaking, the Cathay maps are pretty damn glorious. I love all the little fortresses and buildings on the hillsides and all that sort of thing. Slash mountainsides. And ooh, there's some floating stuff up there and more fortresses and all that sort of stuff over there. We got something on this lake as well. Very neat. Very neat indeed. Anyway, before I get too distracted by the map, here we go. Nkari versus Meow Ying, the Storm Dragon versus the Arch-tempter, and it is very, very appropriate that we get to this battle, as Meow Ying will have her last stand, even as we destroy Cathay in a turn, essentially. Here, just suddenly arrived in the middle of her territory, and are going to destroy her armies. I'm really glad that we're going to get this. Because, you know, it wouldn't feel right to end off the campaign without having a proper duel between these two. Now, in terms of what the enemy armies pack, and unfortunately for them, we've got their sky junks, who are currently in the process of bombarding the enemy range units over on this side. They do, however, have a bunch of terracotta sentinels, which are, you know, on paper, better units than the soul grinders of Slaanesh, or at least they are tankier units. I'm actually very curious to see how they would perform in a one-on-one versus Soul Grinder, so we are going to send one of our Soul Grinders to fight him. And let's see, 79, 62, 68, 51. Okay, so basically, yeah, the Terracotta Sentinel's better in every single stat. And it's got 2,500 more HP, a little bit more weapon damage. Oh, it's worse in charge, but that's about it. Yeah, more armor. And it's unbreakable on top of that, whereas we will become banished. Oh well, you are still going to give it a try, Soul Grinder, and maybe get a little bit of a duel going once again. Anyway, Nkari is going to move in by himself while his army moves in and around the enemy to fight sooner rather than later, while Nkari tries to get that duel going that I was talking about with Meow Ying. It looks like Meow Ying wants to transform immediately. Indeed, alrighty. And that's an interesting choice. She's actually going to move away from Nkari rather than dueling him, which is a little bit disappointing in my opinion, but oh well, we can move so damn fast that it shouldn't be too much of a problem to chase her down. Unfortunately, there will be Terracotta Sentinels in the way, but yes, dragon form versus, well, dragon versus demon here. It's everything I ever wanted. Ooh, and that bombardment coming down. Oh, glorious, glorious. Getting such nice shots for this final battle. I'm very happy right now. Man, imagine being in a melee like this. Like, what the hell is going on in here? And let's see the damage to the enemy army. Let's see, we've only been engaged for a few seconds. About 200 enemy units, actually 150 or so, have fallen. Meow Ying's taken about 75% or 25% damage, but so has Nkari. Though Nkari, I think, has probably by far the better healing, even with her Life Bloom capabilities. In the meantime, we are going to be moving our Heartseekers to the back of the enemy and hitting all of these ranged units, these crossbowmen that are essentially standing there. We've also, in the meantime, managed to get a few of our other units from the main army, i.e. a couple of units of Demonettes as well as Fiends, to move around and flank these enemies as well. So basically, the entire enemy army will be surrounded here. And looks like Nkari is hitting Meow Ying again, so yeah, they can continue their duel. I'm going to speed it back up. I don't want to miss the duel, so I just want to check on this. Okay, it looks like we've actually done fairly okay in this one-on-one. In terms of percentage, the Terracotta Sentinel is winning, but not by much. Obviously, the Soporific Musk has brought its stats down a little bit, which is what's helping out. But I think this does show that the Terracotta Sentinel would win, but barely. It's only a few percentage points ahead. So we're just going to go ahead and have the Heartseekers help this thing out. And they should be able to destroy it reasonably quickly. We've definitely seen Heartseekers destroy big targets like this without too much issue, though they are obviously fragile and will take damage themselves. Speaking of Heartseekers, the rest of ours are charging into the back of the enemy units right now. And there we go. The entire enemy army is now surrounded. Oh, I love seeing the demons, the summoned Keeper of Secrets, Nkari, and then the Terracotta Sentinels and the dragon just towering over the battlefield here. Looks like another bombardment's about to come down as well. Right on top of that Terracotta Sentinel. Oh, a lag bombardment. And down goes Meow Ying. Damn, alrighty. Well, once she was away from the melee, it looks like just a couple of hits from Nkari brought her down. She was about 50% HP right after I unpaused, and then bam, and just dies immediately. Of course, basically, Nkari hits for like 1,000 damage without even buffs, really. And he's got something like 150 melee attack. I think with just his basic buff, i.e. his personal buff, no spells or anything like that. I'd say I'd wonder how he'd fare alone against the Terracotta Sentinel, but he destroyed, I mean, he basically destroyed Be'lakor one-on-one, and he's beaten Skarbrand, though that was in the early game, and Skarbrand did a number on him. Down goes the Sentinel. Ooh, that's a heavy collapse. I do wonder if that crushed any of our units. Seems to have knocked this one Demonette back. But anyway, with that, I do believe the chain route is here, and we're just going to have to chase down those units. If I were to fight this battle again, I think I would have told one of the units of Heartseekers, or maybe one of the units of Exalted Demonettes, to have actually gone after the War Compasses. I definitely underestimated how much damage they would be able to do if left untouched, and they certainly did a number on us. 51 damage on you, or 51 kills and 62 kills. I don't imagine any of the other units got anything close to those kind of numbers, because we didn't really take all that much damage in terms of models. Like 20 to 20 to 30 losses on most of our Exalted Demonettes. 14 and 21 on the Skyjunks as well. They didn't do too bad. All right, well, we'll see this at the end. Let's speed it up. We're obviously going to chase down a few of those units, and down goes that War Compass. Oh, maybe we should have taken a look at what the death animation for the War Compasses looks like. All right, Nkari, get this thing. One more hit. All right, fine. 2 more hits, Nkari. 2 more hits. Come on. And there you go. Oh, looks like it basically just goes dark. It doesn't explode or anything like that. The magical energies don't go critical. Oh, well, it was a really nice battle on a beautiful map. Nkari got to fight a Meow Ying who had her last stand here, and now the capital is exposed, and well, the interior of the northern provinces exposed in general. Of course, they do still have a few armies out there who may still be able to hit Nkari, but just this alone makes me very happy for the finale. Anyway, back to full speed as we chase down the remaining units. Obviously, don't want them coming back and attacking us with like a billion other armies. And there we are, decisive victory. Let's see the performance of the armies. I am quite curious to see how they did. Alrighty, very fun, very, very fun. I'm glad Nkari got to fight Meow Ying, and I was impressed with how much damage the magic chariots, the war compasses, were able to do. I gotta remember to build these when I inevitably play Cathay. Also, pretty interesting to see how tanky the Terracotta Sentinels were in comparison to the Soul Grinders. I do believe the Terracotta Sentinel was beating the Soul Grinder in a one-on-one, so pretty nice as well. Yeah, I'm glad that Meow Ying put up a decent fight. In fact, if 3 armies now attack us, we're gonna be in a little bit of trouble, and thus we're gonna heal up right now. And alright, a few units of that army survive, but yeah, I fully expect all of these guys to attack, but I mean, if we're making the fall of Cathay happen here, oh, we might as well. Oh, wow, wait, 1, 2, 3, oh. Okay, wait, so Nkari might get attacked by like 4 armies, depending on these guys. They might move into March Stance and reach us, eh? Alrighty, well, that might be the epic final battle. Although I still do want to take Nan Gao to conclude this. Also, you maybe want to go beside Nkari to reinforce him. If we're going to fight next turn anyway, and it's very much looking like we are. Although I suppose in that case Nkari will be a reinforcing army. But that's okay. Alrighty, well, is there anything else that we need to do this particular turn? You don't really need anything because the enemy is essentially done for. And oh, you can't reach Jakova. Oh, actually, maybe you can. Try to do this, encircle this. And then you are going to go into March Stance. And we'll see if we can auto-resolve this. And if we can't, we'll just do it the other way. Then you, Ignavia, start moving out here. Oh wait, Nkari, you know what you could do? Since we're here, can you not spawn Disciple Art? No, you can't. There's not enough Slaanesh corruption where you are. Yeah, we need to corrupt the place before we do that, and unfortunately, that's not possible. Is there anything here that would increase the corruption massively? No, it doesn't look like it. The Infernal Martyrdom does, but it's on cooldown. Yeah. Would have been nice to give that to Nkari, actually. I suppose it'll go away in 5 turns, but I'm feeling like the campaign will probably be over in those 5 turns, so it's irrelevant either way. You did not get attacked. Guess you can keep... Oh, he actually ran away. Wait, you know what? Go into this stance and maybe he'll attack you.
I refuse.
It's kind of a silly army versus a silly army, but I'd love to fight this. Basic forces versus basic forces is always quite fun. And the lords could then duel, I suppose. Okay, so that's Nkari. Zemo. They have allowed you to fill up on troops. And thus you're going to go here. One of them is going to have to back off, though. Let's say you. You are going to siege this location. And no, we're gonna get more troops there. I think they'll all be able to destroy this together.
Depravity reigns.
You're gonna have to take several turns, but you two together can attack Khazad-ur-Kulaz. There's honestly no real need to actually fight these, but I do want to fight the battle at the Silver Pinnacle, and maybe even, let's see. I mean, I suppose we could consider this to be the last stand of Ungrim if we don't bother with the rest of the Dwarven territories, mostly just to not waste time on pathetically easy battles, you know? Also, wait, was this auto-resolvable or no? No, okay, fine, we'll wait a few turns for you to get here, and then we'll auto-resolve it. I just want Kislev to mostly be dead. I do wonder if Kistalton's gonna attack any of these locations. Ooh, Dajin. Your secondary wall is not complete, or your upgraded wall is not complete, which might mean that you're in trouble. I mean, I guess we did just move Helmrip out of there. Ooh, wait. What if we could get Helmrip to fight you? You know what, Helmrip, start moving back here. I mean, I wouldn't mind a fight with, another fight with Kistalton. Also, what the heck are you doing? Kill this guy. How is he still alive? Okay, anything else? Zemo, yes, we'll attack with you in a second, buddy, don't worry. All of you need to move past the Silver Pinnacle because we want... Wait, did I bring Zemo? Yeah, Zemo, come here. 4 armies together can attack. So we will do this shortly. The rest of you need to start moving up, even though we may or may not use you. At least for this. You can stay back here until the Silver Pinnacle is done. Then, what do we have going on back here? Okay, we technically won't need to attack this, technically, but, you know, it's not super necessary. What's necessary is destroying Cathay. And how are you guys doing? Are you guys moving down here? The Celestial Lions, or whatever your name is, Celestial Loyalists? I saw the yellow banner and I assumed it was Lions. Yeah, you could be fighting down here, but whatever. Nkari's here to capture the capital anyway. Alrighty. Let's get that attack with Zemo going then, and then we'll end the turn, and hopefully Nkari will get a massive fight against several enemies. Where are you guys? Yes. Last stand of Ungrim. We've had the last stand of Serena Katerin. Now it's the last stand of Ungrim that we want. You want to grab... Oh. No, wait. I mean, I suppose if you were the main army, you would have gotten a higher Seduce units budget, but honestly, it's not going to matter that much. Let's take the Longbeards so that they survive longer with their shields. Seduce units, please. And I think that's it. Yeah. Alright, let's take that, fight this, see how effective these Lords of Change and these Soul Grinders of Tzeentch are cinematically.
Leave their minds broken and their bodies begging for more.
You know, I don't think the dwarfs are gonna beg for more, but, you know, anything could happen. Anything could happen. Alrighty, ooh, oh right, this is the Silver Pinnacle, so it's a vampire map. I was just like, wait a second. This is my favorite architecture. I gotta love the vamps. Too bad we didn't have more fights in vampiric territories. Anyway, before I get too distracted with the maps, as I have a tendency to do, we are here. We've done a last stand for Serena Katerin. We've done a last stand for Meow Ying, and now it's time for the last stand of Ungrim Iron Fist. We are going to have to, however, wait a little bit until reinforcements arrive on the map, because sending in the Longbeards on their ram by themselves would just, you know, make them die. Honestly, this weird little demon that makes up the ram, I guess the demon engine, but it kind of reminds me of a pink horror and not as much of a Slaanesh unit, weirdly enough. And yes, it does still have its Slaanesh elements, you can probably guess which ones, but nonetheless, it seems kind of horror-y to me. Alrighty, time to charge the gate directly. We also have our 2 units of Lords of Change moving in. They're going to start casting and annoying the enemy Longbeards here. And then they're gonna land on top of the walls. Obviously, giant flying units are great at clearing down walls or clearing walls because they knock units around, they do splash damage where units are forced to stand close and can't really widen their formations a lot. And here we go, starting on the Kossars because, well, they're the easiest to kill here. Fear our mighty LEDs. Alrighty, and while those guys are working on it, we also have our Ram moving in together with 2 Soul Grinders of Tzeentch, who are going to break into the enemy stronghold at the same time with those beguiled / seduced Longbeards as well. We're going to send a few units up the walls, but mostly Marauders of Slaanesh, because I'd rather keep the various demon nets going through the actual doors instead. Speaking of going through doors, over on this side we've sent a small little contingent from one of our disciple armies that we spawned, though I gotta say, I'm a little bit, once again, disappointed in how weak the disciple armies are, and although it did work out quite well, as in the Villotresk Apocalypse worked out quite well with regards to the dwarfs, didn't it? It seems like perhaps it's better, or it worked out better against the dwarfs than it did against Cathay, so I'm still happy with it, especially as they managed to ruin a lot of the dwarven territories. And they essentially get to finish off Ungrim and the faction here, so pretty happy with that. I mean, we've got what, like 5 or 6 or 7 of these little armies in this particular location. Anyway, the Ram is broken through the gate, and our I keep wanting to say Soul Grinders of Slaanesh, Soul Grinders of Tzeentch are moving in. They're gonna start chucking their magical javelins at the enemy, or they will if, yeah, come on, there you go. I really do like that animation. And it's a pretty highly damaging ability as well. I've become very wary of those in the Boris Ursus campaign, and watching them do damage to our precious war sleds. Although I do wonder how effective they are compared to striking single entities or low entity number units as opposed to high entity number units. But Soul Grinders are always pretty good. Highly armored, very tanky. Clearly quite effective at what they're supposed to be doing here. Alrighty, and let's see, Ungrim is about to join the fray. His forces are dying, the gate is broken, the walls are nearly clear, and our Lords of Change have switched to attacking the Thane, while our Marauders are overwhelming the remnants of those poor warriors. And here comes Ungrim. This is his last stand, after all. Probably should have tried to hold the gate with your men, buddy. You might have been able to hold one of those Soul Grinders off. In fact, in a one-on-one, you destroy a Soul Grinder with fairly decent ease, so I don't know why the AI decided to keep him back. Neither one was knocking each other back, and then they both knocked each other back. Oh, I like that magical breath attack. Alrighty, let's see. They're actually at about close in terms of HP, about even, though of course we did send Zemo to help out a little bit, though I am wary of her getting hit because I think she'll die from like 2 or 3 hits from Ungrim, so we're gonna have to be careful with that. Over on this side of the map, these guys have actually done some work and managed to kill a unit of, I think, Whirlers or Thunderers. Something was here, now something is not here anymore. And they're just going to go around and kill that unit of armored Kossars when they're good and ready. In the meantime, we're going to fly in our Lords of Change to attack this unit of Thunderers over here, who we've used Fascination on, forcing them into a rampage. Obviously don't want them firing on our Soul Grinder while it tries to fight Ungrim, and it's actually requested help as its brother has joined in, and the two together, I would think, should be able to handle them. Especially since this one's down at below half HP and Ungrim's still at like 60%. Well, regardless, the rest of his army is just about done, and I think they're probably in chain route already, or about to be. Now it's just a matter of killing the unbreakable Slayer King, so everybody pile on Ungrim. If dwarfs weren't so generally resistant to chaos, he might actually enjoy this. Can't wait for chaos, dwarves. Alrighty, you've got to be in a bad way by now, but yeah, still got a good 25%. While the rest of his army runs. And once again, just like we saw with the other lords, he gets his last stand. Our other units are just running past him and into the city while he breathes his last, or asks his last questions. And there we go, the Lords of Change also dropping down and enveloping him with his wings, burning the ground under him with their staffs, and also make it very hard to see, and there we go, one last death blow, and down goes the Slayer King. I'm glad, it was a nice shot that this guy froze on. I'm glad that we actually built a few of those units for Zemo, just because it made this battle a little bit different, and once again, I do think that it was appropriate that the Villotresk Apocalypse, essentially, with all those Disciple armies, managed to bring down the dwarves, considering how much work they did. So, decisive victory, perhaps unsurprisingly, with the addition of Zemo's forces. Let's see what else we got. Alrighty, there we go. Now we've had a last stand of this episode for Serena Catherine, Meow Ying, and Ungrim Iron Fist. Very appropriate, I think, for the final episode there. Fare thee well, Ungrim, and goodbye to the Silver Pinnacle. And yet another character gets the defeated Ungrim Iron Fist trait. Well, that's nice, but yeah, I think the rest of this is kind of irrelevant, and I think we can consider the dwarfs pretty much done for. Yeah, they still have Karak Kadrin, but this pile of units would eventually just make their way through, raising everything. I don't really see them standing up to this. It's not like they have an army anywhere. I think the faction is pretty much done for. Yeah, they have no power at all. So, with that in mind, how are we going to finish this off? I would like it to be the final battle. I would like the final battle to be the assault of Nan Gao, although it would be nice if there was a full stack in it. Hopefully this stack moves back into the city. That would be appropriate, or appreciated. I would also appreciate it if these guys all tried to attack Nkari together right now, though there's no guarantee that they try and... Oh, you know what I just realized? These guys attacking... So, here's an issue. I might actually delete this army now, because I'm now realizing that if this army is here and they attack this army instead of Nkari, he won't be able to use his high-level seduction abilities. We will be using the basic seduction of this ability, or this little army, which is much weaker. Yeah, I don't like that. You know what? I'm gonna move you away from Nkari, so that you don't reinforce each other. And then we're gonna put you into ambush, and hopefully you won't be visible. Let's hope that that works out. I don't know whether it will or it won't, but you know, maybe. Also, you are now unable to move. Yes? Wait, no, you are unable to move because you now have the Cult Uprising, the second level of Cult Uprising going. I'm really curious to see if we end the turn whether this becomes a better army than the previous one. Anyway, you, unfortunately... I mean, you could start sieging Pomei, but they just sally out. So I don't see the point. Just stand there raiding, I guess. Can you guys do anything to enemies? You can wound and hinder. Meh.
On to another.
Oh, wow.
Dance on.
That looks so fast. Wait, individual allied enemy factions, neutral factions, your faction. I did the wrong thing, didn't I? Wait, will this work for the end of that? Well, it doesn't really matter, it's the end anyway. Let's see about ending the turn, shall we? I think everybody's moved other than the Villatrescas, who no longer really need to. Blah, 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 Bellicor. Wait, Helmrip, you were... No, you're where you're supposed to be. Where's Ignavii? You guys, do you want to destroy this, or do we want to just wait until next turn? I think we'll just wait until next turn. I sincerely doubt that they're going to sally out, so that's not going to matter. Yeah, I think we just end turn from this, and we see if Nkari gets attacked by everybody. I would really prefer it if he did. Also, what is this nonsense? Man, there's a lot of these damn Shadow Legion armies all over the place. And yeah, they're not doing anything, but they are still all over the place. To be fair, though, our Disciple armies are also all over the place at this point. Although not nearly as many as I would like. Anyway, let's end the turn. I'm still surprised about the bug with the Disciple armies not physically being able to spawn if in a vassal's location. Very strange. You'd think that it would be easier to spawn in a vassal's location, if anything. But anyway, let's end the turn. Let's see if Nkari gets another battle, or whether we can finish this up by taking Nan Gao. Hey, that did work. They are moving faster. The heroes, I mean. Alrighty, Talzin somewhere in the realm of chaos, apparently. Camera's just in the middle of nowhere right now, and what is this? Oh yeah, this guy's just... Wait, this wasn't beside, Oh, he's out of range. Okay, yeah, that's fine, just retreat, and then we'll see just next turn. And then the same thing goes for this. I don't think we can fight in the field... Yeah, it would be pointless. We need another unit, which is why we're going to get... Ah, yes, there we go. Another fight for Nkari. This is exactly what I wanted. Beautiful. And then we'll have the Siege of Nan Gao. This is going to be a pretty epic finale, I think. So, 2 more fights. This one and then the final one. We'll make them both cinematic, because why the hell not at this point? Let us once again, I think, take the Sky Junks. Although... Fire Rain Rocket or Sky Junks? We could get either 2 Sky Junks or 1 Fire Rain Rocket, or let's see, what else do we have in here? Oh, we get a bunch of Fire Rain Rockets instead. Grand Cannons and Fire Rain Rockets are cheap. The Sky Junks more expensive. What do we have back here? Oh, another one of these War Compasses, which did pretty well last battle. I'm not 100% sure. You know, I think we still take the Sky Junks. Considering its perfect number, 2,700 out of 2,700, I think this is still the better way to do it. Alrighty, let's go with that. That's a lot of Celestial Dragon Guard that we have to take, and they have about equivalent stats to a Zarguard unit, I think. So very solid at holding the ground, though I doubt that they will quite match up to our Exalted Demonettes at max buffs. Anyway, here we go. Another cinematic battle for Nkari.
Twins, and I may let you die.
Alright, I guess that was it. Hey, here we go, another battle, and this time I think we'll have a more difficult time, or at least in theory we should, as compared to the battle with Meow Ying. There's a lot more units, and quite a lot of dangerous ones. It's going to be difficult to break down through all those Celestial Dragon Guard, that's for certain. And now the enemy actually has a Sky Junk of their own, though of course Nkari likes to steal junks. and and we've got once again 2 stolen to bombard the enemy with. We're also going to set this up a little bit differently because we have to somehow contend with the fact that the enemy is going to appear from this side of the map with the full stack here essentially, and then also at the same time on this side of the map as well. So 2 completely different sides of the map. In that light, what we're going to do is we're going to put a large portion of our forces here to hopefully delete these guys while the enemy continues waiting for the second set of reinforcements. We should have time to destroy these guys and then get back into battle before this army consolidates and gets to us. Or at least that's the idea. We'll see if it works out. In fact, I was vacillating on it a little bit, and I decided to move these guys up as well to further increase the sheer number of units here, especially as a couple of our units like our Soul Grinder and one of these units of Exalted Demonettes is pretty badly beat up already. Now let's check what's coming in on this side of the map. It'll be okay, they do have one of those terracotta warriors, terracotta sentinels rather, but otherwise not a crazy amount of melee, just the 1 unit. Yeah, so once we take down the giant unit as well as the cav, I think we're in a good place. And also, once again, lovely, lovely maps. All right, Crane Gunners coming in. Fortunately, our Soul Grinders did beat the rest of our army here, and they should be able to hold the ground and act as anchors long enough for the rest of our army to come in. We're also going to get a cast through them. That's a penumbral pendulum just as they move onto the map. Got to deplete those numbers as fast as possible. Our Demonettes, our Health Flayers, and our Fiends of Slaanesh moving around the enemy to hopefully attack many of them at the same time, and there we go. Alrighty, gonna be a bit of a pitched battle here between various units, not too much finesse or anything along those lines. Here, even gonna pop down a Pit of Shades and a blob of enemies with, well, a few of our units of Demonettes getting clipped, but by and large, it's gonna be enemy units. Let's see, I think we only lost, what, 4 or 5 of our units of Demonettes? Probably could have moved them a little bit more far away, but I think it was worth it at the end of the day. Now, over on this side, the Terracotta Sentinel is being absolutely overwhelmed by a bunch of stuff and currently being attacked by both the Cultist and our Allurus, while the rest of our units are now just cleaning up what remains here, because this portion of the battlefield is ours, and that first reinforcing army is broken. Our Skyjunks continue to bombard the enemy and are doing some damage to them, though I can't tell which enemy units have actually taken damage and which started damaged. Clearly this army starts off damaged, so you know, these ones weren't attacking. Oh, and they're trying to fire back with their fire rain rockets at the Skyjunks, but that seems like a horrible waste of time. Anyway, let's get back to this briefly. Watch that Terracotta Sentinel go down at least. Oh damn, those fiends jump high. Alrighty, here comes the Soul Grinder to help out, and yeah, this thing's really surrounded, but damn, look at how tanky it is. It takes ages to bring these guys down. Huh, oh damn, you know who I really want to see now? A Terracotta Sentinel fighting a Great Unclean One. See who takes longer to die. Alrighty, well at least he didn't crush that fiend, and we are good other than this Lord Magistrate up here. Because he's on a Skyjunk, we can't do anything about this. We have absolutely no ranged whatsoever other than our own Skyjunks, and they can't do anything about enemy Skyjunks unless I'm mistaken, so we'll deal with it as it comes. Anyway, Nkari's gonna move in and try to head off the enemy army. We're gonna have to try to buy at least a little bit of time while the rest of our army essentially consolidates and comes down from that mountain battle. Nkari can fortunately try and do some damage to the enemy Terracotta Sentinel, while our own Skyjunks help bombard the units that are around us. Could have also probably flown them in and dropped their bombs, but I did not feel like it. Alrighty, damn, they knock a lot of those units down, but it didn't seem like a lot of, well, actually, no, quite a few of them stayed dead. Alrighty, well done, Skyjunks. I do wonder how many kills they'll get by the end of this. I do find it funny that we've essentially been stealing sky junks every single time we fought Cathay, and both of them getting knocked around by those rockets. Nkari backing off a little bit. He did some nice damage to the Terracotta Sentinel there, but now has to back off as he's taking quite a bit of damage himself while essentially holding back this massive tide of enemies. Fortunately, the rest of our army is here. Our Hellflayers are going to charge through the enemy together with our Fiends of Slaanesh. And there we go. They will open up the battle, which will allow Nkari to move in and once again attack the Terracotta Sentinels and to be reinforced by our piles of Demonettes who are going to join the fray. We're also going to separate the enemy army by popping another Pit of Shades right in front of this sort of column of enemies, or conga line of enemies, that's moving in to reinforce their... to reinforce the main bulk of their army, which is pretty good, I think. Either they have to move through this and get badly damaged, or they have to leave their own friends to die. Over on the side, we're also going to try to go after the Fire Rain rocket so it doesn't destroy all of our precious Demonettes, and whoever else is coming in, we've got our Heartseekers, are going to have to try to kill that War Compass so it doesn't get as many kills as it did last time we fought the Cathayans. Over on this side, we got our Heartseekers also working it, and surrounding several units of enemy Celestial Dragon Guard. And the Celestial Dragon Guard were absolutely holding off this Soul Grinder. They almost killed it, in fact. That's why we definitely needed both units of Soul Grinders in there, together with a couple of units of Demonettes that I was holding in reserve in this particular forest, while the rest of the Demonettes came down from the mountain. Oh, damn. Look at how high that Sky Junk can fly. I want to say it shoot from up there, drop down some of those missiles, or those rockets rather. Anyway, our other Heartseekers are moving in and destroying those range units, and now going after that damn compass. And the main portion of the battle is looking to be ours. Oh, and it looks like suddenly the chain... Why, is that the chain route already? Damn, that was a little bit quicker than I was expecting, actually. Alrighty, well, they got absolutely overrun here. I guess, Nkari, you're gonna get a little bit of a fight with the remaining Terracotta Sentinel, but the rest of our units are just gonna give chase to the rest of the remaining units. Alrighty, and down falls another Sentinel in slow motion. He's trying to do a Matrix move or something. There we go. How much damage did Nkari take? Quite a bit. Quite a bit in that, but it's okay because I think he should heal up quite nicely. There we go. Now he's at half HP. That's a little bit better. And if he gives some more chase, he should heal up to nearly full. That's the beauty of Nkari, and that's why we generally don't care about sending him into blobs, because as long as he remains alive to continue fighting later on, he'll basically just heal to full. And it feels like he heals so much regardless of the fact that there's a healing cap. I guess he never reaches it? Interesting. I think we had that one situation, I think it was in the Tzeentchen realm in the Hunt for Souls, where he reached the cap and then was becoming real problematic, but otherwise it really has not been problematic. Anyway, there we go, a close victory against a better force than Meow Ying's, and I think this essentially breaks the faction, or at the very least it breaks the faction around the capital and the main northern provinces territory. Now all of their armies here are gone, their capital is wide open, and they are sandwiched between two factions that they're at war with, being the Celestial Loyalists and the western provinces, plus the dreaded Woe, or the Kazag, or whoever the heck is still alive, to the just past the Great Bastion. Granted, they still have the Great Bastion itself, but honestly, this is now trivial to destroy what's left here. We could even probably leave our allies to do it. So, well done to Nkari and his army for breaking them. Alrighty, well, I think that was the last hurrah of the northern provinces trying to protect their capital and failing to do so. 64 losses, we did pretty damn well, though I was impressed once again with several of the Cathay forces, specifically the Celestial Dragon Guard, in dishing out a lot of damage to our poor Soul Grinders. Though fortunately being single entity units, they are just fine at the end of the day, though they do need some healing. Let's devour the captives for a little bit of extra HP before we proceed. What is this? Northern provinces, I honestly don't care about all of these little minor locations anymore, so we can just back off. And then go back to them afterwards. Oh, actually, wait. I'm actually surprised that... Oh, wow. We wouldn't be able to win this because the Sky Junks would just destroy the... We could auto-resolve, but that's cheating. Oh, we can't retreat yet. Oh, we don't need to fight. You know what? I don't care. We can't retreat, so just die. This is your own fault for doing this auto-resolve. And we can't take any of these Sky Junks either because no Nkari here, and we can't retreat you guys. Oh, hopefully this isn't one of the units that was generating new stuff via the thing there, via the Unholy Manifestation. What is this Karakadrin? We could back off this one. There's... Actually, if we were to fight this... Once again, we'd probably win. Do we want to do so? It'll be a repeat of the last, but alright, I'm just gonna do this just like quick mode though. Mostly because it's a matter of principle. I mean, yeah, we could retreat and just defeat this because we have essentially one battle remaining in the campaign, and that's for the capital of Cathay. But, I mean, they bothered to sally out. And this is them sallying out of a city as well, as in not just a random little army attacking one of our sieging forces. So I feel like we should honor them by killing them all. Let's do this group. 2, 1, and let's go 3. Start battle. Lock it up. Attack them. You guys move to the sides. You get ready. Speed it up to max. We already know we win because, well, we did this exact same battle just recently. Unless there's something different about it. No, I mean, they have a Master Engineer this time instead of a, Hey, no, wait, they still have the Thane. So yeah, it's basically identical, minus the extra Master Engineer. I don't think it's gonna make enough of a difference for it to matter either way. Once again, the Longbeards are gonna go try and chase after the Demon Nets, and once again, I think it will fail. Oh, maybe we can have our Lord fight the Master Engineer. Do that. You guys move here and then hit those miners in the back. You do this, you do this. Attack, I'll speed it up shortly. You go attack here. Attack either one, doesn't really matter. Oh, you guys are almost engaged. No. And there we go. You fight engineer. You guys are hitting them all in the back. Are the Quarrelers gonna try to get into melee, I wonder? Also, you guys really stopped doing that weirdly non-wide formation. Oh, we hit them in the back, they're gonna hit us in the back in melee with Quarrelers. It's cute. It won't prevent them from getting obliterated by the Demon Nets hitting them in the back, though. Alrighty, and now we can just watch the rest of the battle. May not be a full cinematic, but at a pseudo-cinematic, it'll still show us some fighting. There we go. Demon Nuts, you really need to move a little bit closer. Let's just push you in. There we go, and now attack. Better. Alright. So we got our unit, their unit, our unit, their unit, and a nice little blob. This battle is like an onion. It's got layers. Alright, how are we doing over on this side? These guys are being surrounded and destroyed. Miners versus Slaanesh Marauders. At the very least, that's something the Marauders can beat. Alrighty, it looks like the Quarrelers and the Miners are done for on this side. Quarrelers are nearly done here. Our Lord has basically killed the Master Engineer, and oh, look at this. The Marauders are holding their own against the enemy Longbeards as well. Good job, everybody. If we destroy all these units, the settlement will be raised as well. Which is why I took the battle. I'm actually surprised that a few of them haven't just completely died yet. Let's do this. I guess you should probably kill the Thane. You guys can chase down those miners. You guys are in the process of doing the same. You know what? One of you go and hit that unit of Longbeards in the back. Oh, and that Master Engineer is done for. One more hit will bring him down. Why did you miss that? That would have been nice, because it was like a leaping hit. There you go. Okay, that time he succeeded. And I guess you guys can chase down this one Thane. You guys help out with those Longbeards, since there's so many of them left, and we'll speed it up to max. Why do units do this every time? Why is this? I don't remember such behavior from the second game. Kind of bizarre. Who do we want to slow down? Slow down the Thane. I think the Longbeards are done. Just the Thane left. I think they're going to die to a dwarf. Beautiful. And once again, fairly, well, a third of our army lost, but, well, they even had veteran... wait. How did they have veterancy? Considering it was a settlement garrison. I guess they fought a lot to have rank 7 veterancy in a garrison? Surprising. Well, they won't be leveling up anymore because another location gets raised. Farewell, Kazadir Kulaz. And there we are. Mountain Eaters faction destroyed, ambush foiled. A Razor Standard, swell, not that we need it at this point. A Gift of Slaanesh, some enemies killed in battle, some wounds and ready for duty, some imminent rebellions in irrelevant places. Don't care about all that or all that. Well, now, let's just take a look at what's going on in Cathay. Alright, well, for one, these guys are doing okay. And wait, while we're at it, do this. And this. And you go here. And I just want to see, is this auto-resolvable now? No. You know what, I'm not going to bother with this, I think. Kind of not worthwhile effort. This place would slowly get killed by Ignavii anyway. And yeah, they got some armies over here, but they're being surrounded by our own forces, and then the western provinces are moving north towards them. Speaking of the western provinces, they should be moving up as well. Now, Nkari, you could take these guys out with auto-resolve, but you've already defeated their armies, and I think, yeah, there's no interesting stacks remaining. So yeah, I guess we're going to finish this up by... Ooh, wait, first... I want to see this. So this is the new army that spawned, Dominicia. She looks exactly the same. Okay, so what the heck is the difference between the higher level of Unholy Manifestation Cult Uprising? It looks just the exact same as the basic one. The army that spawned is identical. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit disappointed with the army spawns. They just don't seem worth it. And yeah, you can spawn like 20 of them, in theory, to annoy the enemy. Like, if we kept doing this for many more turns, we would continue irritating the enemy, and we'd probably start winning a fair few battles like this. But once again, I just meh, quite meh in my opinion.
Behold my sensuous movement.
I thought that the Cult Uprising with Unholy Manifestation higher level would at least give us a better unit, but unfortunately doesn't seem to do so.
I relish.
Yeah, we could probably win this fight or wait until another army and then win that fight in theory, but once again, I think this is the time to end it. Cathay is basically done. I mean, we've defeated their main armies here, so if we were to continue the campaign, we just spend the next like 5 or 6 turns having Nkari go from location to location, destroying them all. But at this point, it's just cleanup. We've defeated their lord, we've defeated their armies, and now we will destroy their capital to end this campaign. Go. Or maybe we'll capture the capital, just, you know, for reasons. And there we go, crushing defeat. Ah, that's what I like to hear. That is indeed what I like to hear, because that sounds like it'll be a fun time. So let's take ourselves a sky junk, and you know what? Since our We have here crossbows. Yeah, since our soul grinders are a little bit hurt, let's take their terracotta sentinel for ourselves as well. I do wonder if it changes colors in some degree to our colors. Alrighty, there we go. Nan Gao still says crushing defeat, now changed to valiant defeat. Let's see how much of a last stand the northern provinces got. Final battle. Once again, cinematic. Here we go.
Come to Nkari. Let me cleanse your soul from your mortal body.
Alrighty, welcome to the final battle of the campaign, and though it is perhaps a little presumptuous of me to say it, the fall of Nan Gao. In addition to that, as we know, Nkari, or rather Slaanesh, is a jealous god, and so Nkari is a jealous demon, and thus this time we have our own Terracotta Sentinel to do some damage. I do notice that they doesn't appear to take any color scheme changes, and keeps exactly the same. Huh, I guess they maybe could have added like a flag to it or like a gemstone or something that that was in the color. But yeah, sure. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's a nice unit, and I'm glad that we actually have an... Ooh, let's take a quick look at this map, though. This map is freaking magnificent. Damn. Dragon statue up there, lots of the floating islands, and apparently we can see into space. Why can we see into space? That's not right. We're not in the realms of chaos. Okay, now that just confuses me a little bit. Oh, unless there's actual ground all the way down there, might be. It's a little bit difficult to see, but that on the side, it just looks like space, which once again, I feel isn't right. Anyway, as this is the last battle, I think that the path straight through the middle is the appropriate one, because this is the path to Nkari's victory. And ooh, can we go all the way to the edge here? A freaking glorious map. Can't quite go up to the citadel up there, but that's okay. Now, in terms of the way that we've got this set up, Nkari and the Sentinel and the two Soul Grinders are moving up the center, and all of our Demonettes are here as well. Shockingly, and I was genuinely surprised at this, the AI didn't want to defend the central location. It decided to put all of its units on the two sides. The two sides only had our cav. Here and here, just 2 units of Heartseekers. Now, granted, the Heartseekers did get damaged, both by the towers and by the range units that were up there, but now they're just going to move away. And all of their units, as we can see on the map, for bizarre reasons, are on this side. This is not a good way to defend. Now, granted, they could have, if they were here, Nkari would have just personally destroyed them, but still, doesn't this feel a little bit weird, especially since all of our infantry are here? Regardless, we are gonna then break through 3 gates, the one that Nkari is currently working on, and then the 2 over here where we each have a single unit of Exalted Demonettes, plus a unit of Fiends, and a unit of Hellflayers, and then whatever shows up to defend this is gonna feel the wrath of those units, plus whatever cav moves in, because, you know, they're super quick and they're already almost here. Anyway, the first gate should go down shortly, and this poor unit of, Peasant Archers. Peasant Archers is gonna be the first to take damage. On the enemy sides, I guess we have taken damage to our Heartseekers already. Alright, come on now. Gotta be almost through. It's got 93 HP. Somebody hit it, guys. Come on. There we go. Alrighty, it looked like that one was done by the Terracotta Sentinel, and isn't that appropriate? Moving in now. Ooh, I like that charge animation. Nice. Very nice. And then everybody else moves in behind the, I was about to say living tank, but not really living tank, huh? Alright, oh, damn you, bridge. I was wondering where the heck the camera was going. Alrighty, well, peasant archers, oh, they're already routing. Yeah, they were just like, nope, nope, we can't fight any of this. Even one of those units by itself we couldn't have fought. Anyway, it looks like we're through all 3 gates now and moving into the enemy city, though the enemy is not doing a great job of, you know, defending them in any way. I guess they're being a little bit slow in reacting to anything. Fortunately, this will allow us to move further into the city and actually attack them any way we please. We're going to start off with our Hellflayers and our Fiends, moving into this unit of Jade Warriors. And there we go. I believe these guys are anti-infantry as well, so they're not going to be as threatening as the Celestial Dragon Guard, who I don't remember if they actually have any here. Oh, they got Jade Warriors with halberds back there as well, so we will have to watch out for those. But yeah, the Jade Warriors are absolutely melting before the Demonettes even get here. And the Hellflayers kind of pushed them into the wall, and now they're stuck. Alrighty, some reinforcements coming in on the side over here, and there we go, some actual Celestial Dragon Guard with their anti-large and their very nice stats, but we got a lot of armor piercing. We got Soporific Musk to make them weaker, lower their stats, and we got Heartseekers to kill their Jade Crosswomen support. Oh wow, they certainly knocked down a few of our Heartseekers though, but now they're going to yeah, they're gonna melt super quick. After that charge, they're basically at half HP within a couple seconds. And damn, the Celestial Dragon Guard got overrun extremely quick. I guess compared to the last few battles where we fought the Celestial Dragon Guard, they actually had the support of their lords there, so they were a lot more buffed, and thus didn't take, or rather took a lot longer to die. We got our cultist by itself fighting here. It was just fighting together with its summons, which we no longer have, but not to worry. It's got support coming in from our Allurus, who is going to pop a Pit of Shades down onto this blob, and they're not going to have a very good day after this. In fact, most of them will probably be either broken or dead after that. There we go. And the rest of our units are streaming in. Really not much of a defense at this point. The AI really screwed up. Maybe witnessing the fall of Meow Ying to Nkari, as well as all their armies failing to capitalize on her sacrifice, it just completely broke their spirits. Or perhaps that they have no good commanders left in the city, and thus cannot muster a proper defense. There we go, chase down those Jade Lancers and whatever units remain. Back here we got Heartseekers breaking another unit of Jade Warriors. Everything is falling, Nkari's moving up the center, everything's being capped, the key building is done, and I think the chain route is here as well. Oh man, yeah, so that turned out to be pretty quick. At least it wasn't on an absolutely glorious map, but it was not much of a challenge. I'll say that the previous battle was probably the final battle of the campaign, right? I mean, it was much more difficult than this one, and it was the one that broke this faction in the sense of leaving no armies here to be able to do anything. But there we go, the last battle over, a very decisive I should say, a victory, and Nkari and Co, i.e. our larger units, didn't even really do much of anything. They just sort of moved up the center while all of our basic troops just deleted the enemy. Alrighty, there we go, and with Nan Gao fallen, 20k for sacking it, but we will occupy it just because of the principle of the thing. But that is going to have to be that. 'Twas a fun campaign, but it had to end sometime. I think at this point it's basically just cleanup. Every single major power in the world other than us has been either destroyed or vassalized. There's no way Cathay would recover from this, and I'm not really in the mood to, you know, spend a dozen episodes just cleaning up something that is no kind of threat to us. I do think that I would like for them to rework the spawns of the Disciple armies a little bit in some way, like maybe get you to be able to spawn more powerful ones, or in the alternative, you know how these destroyed the cults? It should only destroy the cult building, not, I think, the cult in the location. So if you would rebuild another building, it would just spawn another army. And I think the reason for that being good is the fact that the armies that are spawned are just so weak. I mean, it's 5 units. I really don't think that would be way too overpowered. Again, comparing it to like factions like Snitch and stuff like that, who can do obnoxious things, and the fact that it took us quite a while to get to this number of devotees after all. Anyway, as I said, calling it here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this particular campaign, though I do think that Nkari is a very, very strong faction by virtue of a number of things, both its start and the ability to vassalize and get free money out of that. I don't think we've had any kind of problems with economy for the entire run. Plus, against the AI especially, the Slaanesh faction is quite strong because of its speed and ability to reposition against an AI that can't really do anything about it. Anyway, enough rambling. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for yet another campaign. I'm not sure which one. I will be playing Cathay eventually. I am not sure whether I'll wait until Immortal Empires for that. I might do one Immortal Empires Cathay vanilla, and then another one Immortal Empires Cathay in SFO, and obviously the two different factions. I think next should be Kugath, but stay tuned. I might hold it to a vote or might just go. Not entirely sure yet, but while the decision will be made shortly. Don't forget to leave a like and comment if you enjoyed this one and you want to see more similar content. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.